job.
Whoa.
How do you feel, baby?
Good.
You feel good?
Big.
Yeah. Did you throw up?
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Hey everyone, it's Cassidy and I am a large family mama, and today in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to manage, treat, and prevent illness in your home. Whether you are a small family of just a few or a large family like us of 9, these things are universal. It'll all work together. And I promise it'll help. Although I am not perfect, my home is not perfect, obviously. We get sick, it happens. And actually what spurred this on is the fact that we did get sick. I had a viewer ask, hey, how do you do these things? Can you make a video about it? I had like perfect idea. And God just so happened to make it happen that we got sick days after, and I was like, oh, perfect timing, what an opportunity. And then I thought, oh hey, you know what, this would be a really great opportunity to show you guys the inside view of what it looks like as, you know, real life, and as I'm managing, as we're treating, and we're doing, and the things. And it turns out there's a reason why there's not a lot of videos like that, because it's chaos and nobody wants to see that. So, and I'm actually kind of glad that I wasn't able to. This is like my, I think, 4th attempt at this video, y'all. There was audio issues and all of these things that you probably don't care about, because that's not why you're here. You're here for how to manage, treat, and prevent illness. So let's just go ahead and get into all of that. We did get the stomach bug. That's what kicked this off. And then we very shortly after got this really heavy respiratory cold. So I'm going to be going over both of those things, what you can do, some tips, some tricks, and just general know-how and how to manage your home and family during illness. And so let's go ahead and kick this off with prevention. So the first thing you're going to want to do is try to prevent illness. Obviously, this is where you're going to put most of your efforts and your work and your time is going to be into this, because preventing it is the majority of the battle. And so the first thing up in prevention is getting enough sleep and exercise. Now I know as a postpartum breastfeeding mama myself, it is really hard. Like, it is a struggle to get more than 5 hours sometimes a night. And so I get there, you know, there are situations where you just don't get enough sleep, but maybe napping when baby naps or something like that, if you can, to just make sure that you're helping your body out, and giving it that time to recover and all of those things that it needs to do. So adequate sleep and exercise, even going on a family walk is a good exercise, getting out in the fresh air. That is a really good way to help prevent illness and keep your body healthy and strong. And then you also want to make sure that you're eating good healthy meals and good hygiene. And by hygiene, I mostly mean washing your hands. And again, as a mama, I know with littles, it's hard to make sure that we're keeping up on hands, but that's really gonna help you prevent illness. Even keeping some wet wipes or some sanitizer, something like that, something that you're comfortable with. There are some great alternatives from like Honest and, oh my gosh, I can't remember the other one, California Baby. I mean, like, there are a ton of like organic, natural options to also help you if you guys are not into like the alcohol heavy, it smells like you just got out of a bar sanitizer, because I don't like those either. But there are some great options, and like I said, having wet wipes, things like that. Just making sure, like, after you're done with the playground, before you eat, after you're done in public places, things like that, you're just keeping those hands clean. Not just the kids, you too, mama, because you get busy, you're just, you know, juggling things around, wiping dirty hands, your hands are getting dirty too. And so you might as well just squirt everybody down, get yourself too. And you would be surprised at how much just good, healthy hand washing would help prevent. Now I get it, having littles, having kids in general, like, you cannot prevent everything. Things are gonna slip through. Don't beat yourself up. It's okay. Now also, I highly encourage, I will highly encourage taking good vitamins, like not just the run-of-the-mill, you don't know what's in them, you don't know who's making them or where they're from kind of vitamins, or how much you're actually getting. Like, do your research. There are some great companies out there. I have my vitamins here that I will show you that we take on the daily. And then I'll show you what we take when we're sick. Okay, so I actually kind of I haven't found a multivitamin that I love and my kids love. But so far these Smarty Pants gummies are ones that I really enjoy. We take it in the middle of the day. I won't get into it, but having it at a time where like you're brushing your teeth after is a good idea. So like in the morning at breakfast, eating, you know, breakfast and then taking your vitamins, that's a good way to do it, and then brush your teeth after. Or taking them before bed and brushing your teeth after, before you go to sleep, is a good way, because gummies, dentists, and the like will highly encourage you not to use gummies for kids, because they're very sticky and they stick to your teeth unless it's like a very natural, it just doesn't exist. So, but gummies, kids love gummies, guys. And that's just, you know, how it is. And so I really do like the Smarty Pants ones. You do have to take, I think for the older kids, yeah, for the older kids, they take 4 of these gummies. Now, there's 180 gummies. I get these from Costco. You can usually get them on a deal. These ones I really like. They have the omega, they have the multivitamin, and vitamin D3, which is super important. So I really like these ones. We do that every day. I also, because we're up in Idaho, honestly, North Idaho, there's not a lot of sunshine. Coming from San Diego, we realized there was just some things we were dealing with. So I also added this K2 and D3 vitamin. The K2 helps you absorb the D3, and it tastes like peach, mango, and apricot. Mary Ruth's is another excellent company to go through for your vitamins. I really love them. And they have some great options for kids and just everybody in the family, mom, everything. And then also we take I give the kids the Mary Ruth organic liquid probiotic. That's what I was trying to get. Probiotic is a great way. People do not realize how much your gut affects everything else. So if you have a healthy gut, and adding in like fermented foods, so if your kids like pickles, sauerkraut, yogurt, things like that, those also have natural probiotics, will help you. But we just don't get enough of that stuff in, and that's why I like to add a probiotic. I also take a multivitamin and a probiotic. I think actually, yeah, because I forget a lot, and then I'm like laying down at bed and realizing, hey, I need to take my vitamins. I have also the gummy women's version, because like I said, at Costco you'll find them on sale often, and it's a really good deal. So that's what we also will add in to making sure, like the sleep, the exercise, the healthy meals, and good hygiene. We add in those vitamins just to help boost our immune systems. And then that's pretty much it for prevention. Those are the things. I hope that was like quick and easy and painless. That's what you're going to put most of your effort into. Like I said though, that's where you're going to spend most of your time trying to keep from illness. Also, you know, not hanging out with people that are sick. And if you do, because there's, you know, we're a homeschool family, so we're not like every day with the public, but we do have extracurricular activities. We go to church, we, you know, have dinner with friends, we have like co-op hangouts and things like that. So we are, you know, in public, and we're dealing with people all the time. When we are sick and when other people are sick, we try to keep our distance, and if they are sick, it's usually like just me and my husband, or like the older kids who might do it, the ones that I can trust to be washing their hands and not just like slinging snot on their hands and like going to play, like my little bitties. And so that's a little bonus tip right there too. You know, make sure you're not going around people when you're sick, or being around people when they're sick. Just common courtesy, and it'll help prevent illness. Okay, now let's talk treatment. Treatment is another place where you're gonna put a lot of effort into while you're in it, but it seems like such a short amount of time. Prevention you're doing like all year long. Sickness is like a very little short amount of time. So we don't really get sick like year round. We might get a summer cold sometimes. We do have allergies, but that's not like a sickness. We usually get hit pretty hard like around January, February. That's when our family, so far in the last 2 years here, we have gotten some kind of stomach something and then a cold. And I think the cold is just really happening because our immune systems have taken like a real good hit with like the stomach bug issues, and I think that's why it happens that way. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a doctor. I'm just I'm just a large family mom who's been dealing with sickness, sick kids, you know, enough to realize like there are some certain things that, you know, align. And so treatment, we add in some extra supplements. We always have a plan, because having a plan is going to make the difference. It's going to cause you to be less stressed, honestly. And as a mom, the one who's like managing the sick babies and caring for everybody and stuff like that, managing the home, you want to be as little stressed as possible, because believe it or not, stress will lower your immune system and can cause you to become sick, and we don't want that. So we want to make sure you as a mama are getting sleep, that you're eating well, that you're getting lots of fluids, you're taking care of yourself, and you're trying to stay as little stress as possible. Now I know that is hard. Trust me, I get it. And we take it super light. I want you to know that. Like, when illness hits, we kind of just pump the brakes on everything, and I really just hunker down and care for the kiddos, care for my family, care for myself, because it's going to be a shorter amount of time that you're sick. It's going to be more enjoyable. It's not going to be so stressed out. It's not going to be this terrible, horrible thing where it's just heaping on more problems, okay? So the dishes, yes, they need to get done. They can wait. And it may be overwhelming, like, that you're, like, not getting to these things, but, like, those are the least of your worries right now. Like, we'll do that when we can. Laundry, we'll get caught up eventually. It's okay. Like, just leave those things to the side. Don't stress yourself out. Make a plan. Do you need to miss work? Does your husband need to miss work? Are you guys gonna flip-flop? How is school? What does school look like? Making sure that you're reaching out to them. We are homeschooled, so we don't have to do that. But we do work with a charter school, so that does have an effect. And I just kind of courtesy message, let them know, hey, we're taking a step back probably for the week as we treat and deal and recover. Because I just feel like it's a considerate thing to do, just to let them know where we're at. And it also, like, doesn't add extra, like, what's going on, where are you guys at, calls, whatever. It's just like, hey, reaching out, letting you know we're sick. We're probably missing out on a lot of things right now. So that's part of the plan of, like, figuring out who's doing what, who's not doing what, and what needs to be made up when we're done. And then as far as like medications, making sure, okay, what do we need? Do we have backup? Is there enough Kleenex? Do we have, you know, adamant amount of shopping bags for our trash cans, so you can double up on those, or triple or quadruple, however many you feel comfortable putting on there, so that way you can, like, you know, if they throw up, you can easily just toss it, get rid of it, and it's still there ready to go for the next time, and you don't have to clean and sanitize every single time. Not that it's a bad thing, but it just adds up, especially if you're a large family mom like I am and you have multiple kids getting sick. I usually pump the brakes on regular laundry unless we absolutely need it, because when you have the stomach bug and things are coming out of your body, I want to make sure that the washer is free. Now, I do have dreams of one day owning multiple washers and dryers, like 2 washers, 2 dryers, so we can get, like, just, you know, it's a dream. One day I will have my dream laundromat or laundry room, but that's not right now. And so I just put regular laundry to the side to make sure that I can get regular or the sick laundry in the washer as soon as I need, and it's not gross and it's not sitting around, and it's not just like, it could be treated and taken care of as soon as it happens. As that's obviously the stomach bug, that's not just a cold and stuff like that. And then I think that's it, just making sure medication, supplies, and you have a plan as far as like school and work and the things. Like, we are a homeschool family, like I said. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm the nurse for the time being. My husband doesn't have to take off work unless he is sick. Sometimes this actual current last time, by God's grace, it like hit where the majority of the kids that were sick was during the weekend, so my husband was able to be home, which was a huge blessing and made a huge difference. That's not always the case though. He is just recently out of the military and he was gone most of the time, like pretty much all the time, and so it was me. And so I've learned how to manage and I've learned how to like do this on my own, but it is difficult when you have like 2 sick toddlers and a baby, and your older ones that are like usually helpful are not helpful because they're laid up too. So excuse me, my mouth is dry. Okay, so those are the 2 most important things. It doesn't seem like having a plan is like that helpful, but it really is, I promise. Having we are in such a blessed time in history where we literally can go on our phone and we can order groceries, we can order dinner, we can like reach out to church friends or just friends and just like, hey, can you, like, we could use a thing of, you know, juice, or hey, I need a few more boxes of tissues, and you don't really have to go out, they can just drop it. You can Venmo, whatever it is. Like, we have this gift where it makes being sick doable. You can order from your favorite restaurant some soup or things that are going to make you feel comforted and are good for you. So like, it's such a blessing. Like, we're in such a blessed time that we have all the medicine that we could probably hope for. We have the ease of our phone to use it whenever we need. So making a plan, ordering, you know, your groceries, anything like that, like from your phone, super great. So that's that. And then, okay, so another thing that I will add in for treating illness is elderberry syrup, which I make myself, and I'll link that video down in the description if you're interested in checking out, like, what is that all about, if you haven't heard about it and stuff like that, and like how to make it. I have a video, so I'll link that. And then we also do zinc. So this is the toddler zinc that we get from Mary Ruth's. I also have the bigger, just like plain one, but that's not in this room, it's downstairs. And then I use, I have my elderberry syrup that I will make and give everybody. I have a couple kids that just don't like it though, so Mary Ruth also has an elderberry dropper. I like, this is such a tiny bottle. Like, I make a big bottle, like mason jars, multiple of them, and then I can keep them in the fridge. They last for a good amount of time, and you just basically take elderberry syrup like you would medicine, and it'll help just boost your immune system, along with, you know, sunshine and fresh air and all of those other things that you're doing. It just kind of helps boost it. It's like, it'll help you get better faster, and it'll help you from keeping it. So elderberry is a good thing that you could do every day to prevent illness. And then when you, like, during that season, I mean, you could take it every day, but you don't need to. It's just like as a prevention method. And then on top of it, when you are sick, like, taking it every few hours will help you get better faster. Elderberry is like my jam. I take that like religiously when I'm sick, or when my kids are sick, I will start taking it because I'm not trying to get laid up, and that's something that does keep me healthier. I don't get as sick usually, like with my kids. So that's how I would help. Also, like, that goes in the prevent and the treat, but especially for the treatment, like, you really want to strengthen that immune system and make it just like in overdrive, and elderberry syrup will help with that. Also zinc and vitamin C. So we also have these just like equate vitamin C's because I was desperate and I needed them. And then so just up your vitamin C, up your zinc. Elderberry syrup will help do all of those things. And the elderberry syrup I make, like, because you can mix up your recipe. You don't have to just do one recipe, or, you know, there's a ton of different things that you can do, adding in things like cinnamon, ginger, what else do I add in? Hibiscus and honey. I think that's it. There's something else. Oh, rose hips. Those things are rich in vitamin C and zinc, and will really help boost a lot of things. Plus, cinnamon is anti-inflammatory. Honey, like, those are, it's like a powerhouse. Anyways, that is that. Okay, and the last and final thing, and I've kind of weaved it through here, is taking taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is extremely important because a strong mama or strong dad or whoever is taking care of people is going to make the strong family, right? You need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself so that you can take care of others. It's that whole like analogy of like putting your the air mask on first on the airplane before you can help anybody else. And I'm not sitting here saying like, you know, just only care for yourself and just leave everybody to deal with it. But what I'm saying is don't leave yourself in the dust when you're doing it, especially if you're sick. And for my breastfeeding mamas, it's extra important because you are literally creating the milk with the antibodies and stuff like that that is going to help that baby get healthy. So making sure that you're not just eating healthy for yourself, but you're eating healthy for your baby. You're making sure that you're getting enough fluids, so baby's getting enough fluids and you're not getting deprived of any of that. It is not fun being sick and breastfeeding at the same time. My current baby who is breastfeeding literally hates the bottle, refuses to drink out of the bottle, even if he's starving. Like, he has like gone to sleep instead of eating out of the bottle while I was gone and stuff. But so he's very adamant about it, and I understand breastfeeding and being sick is not great, but like I said, we take it very easy. I relax, I'll lay in bed and I'll feed him with me. He's uncomfortable, I'm uncomfortable, but I make sure that I'm taking my vitamins, like I said, making sure that I'm getting nice and good food in. We will go for family walks if we're feeling up to it. The stomach bug's a little bit different, but when you have a cold, having that fresh air and stuff like that getting into your lungs, it feels so good. And sunshine, if it's there, absorb it. Even if it's just like 10 or so minutes of being outside, just maybe walking a little bit, it'll really help. It's one of those things that people are like, I don't feel good, I don't want to like go outside and like exercise, that's the last thing I want to do. But in reality, it's extremely helpful to help like get you healthier and better. And plus, if you've been like lounging around, laying in bed for a couple days, more than like 24, 48 hours, you're like, you need the sunshine, you need to go get fresh air. So I highly advise those things. Like, even if you just go take your baby outside and sit for a little bit, just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, make sure that you're eating when they're eating, resting if it's necessary when they're resting. Even if I'm not sick, I will take it real easy with my family. We will watch educational shows instead of doing like actual schoolwork. Every once in a while I might sneak in some history or something like that if we're like feeling up to it, because it's pretty low key. It's like an audio book. We're like coloring, doing map work, maybe some crafts and stuff like that. But for the most part, we take it very easy. I'm not going to push them. We will lounge on the couches. We eat out in the living room. Like, we take it super easy, because one, that helps me not stress out. I'm not freaking out. I'm not super overwhelmed because I'm trying to do everything. It's just I am taking care of like the priority. So if a baby is throwing up, or somebody has had a bathroom accident, or this one's got this cough, I tend to have, I don't know about you, maybe you don't have those really whiny, extremely fussy toddlers when they're sick. God bless you if you but I tend to just have the whiniest of, you know, toddlers, and I feel like I'm just managing of like, okay, let's talk about this, let's work this through, are you okay, let's get you situated. And so yeah, like I just focus on the matter at hand. What is the most important thing right now? What needs your attention right now? What could totally wait? And yeah, being backed up on laundry, it's extremely just like it's not it. I hate catching up on laundry, but you know what? Once you're all better and healthy, the best thing you could do is go hit a good laundry mat, bust it all out, and be done with it. That's my little family, my large family sickness catch-up tip. Or if you need a little bit of help, just inviting a friend over and saying, hey, can you help me by loading that dishwasher? Or I can I can use some help pumping out some laundry. Do you mind? You know, I'll send you a Starbucks coffee if you can come help me out. Or hey, there's, you know, like my town doesn't offer a lot of like delivery options and stuff like that. So I'll, you know, just be like, hey, when you shoot over to the store, can you grab some things and drop it off? I'll Venmo you. Like, is a ton of help out there. You will get caught up. Like, let tomorrow worry about tomorrow. Right now, you need to worry about yourself, taking care of yourself and taking care of your families. Okay, so that is my advice and tips on how I manage my house and how I prevent and treat illness. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and remember, a strong family needs a strong mama, so take care of yourself. Okay, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!